Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the fastest 2 minutes in horse racing. Tonight we have a special guest. You know him from FanDuel TV, NBC Sports, and In the Money Media. An all-around horse racing legend these days, Mr. Matt Bernier. What's up, Matt? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We've got some quick Kentucky Derby questions to run through you. We've been doing this with a bunch of industry folks, jockeys, cappers, everybody in between. So are you ready for 5 quick Kentucky Derby questions in rapid fire succession?
I am as ready as I will ever be.
All right, let's do this. First question. Your favorite name of a horse in this field?
I am an avid golfer, so the name Kingsbarns is one that kind of resonates with me. It's a little village in Scotland. Scotland's my favorite foreign country that I've ever visited, not just for the golf, but I just love the country in general. And Kingsbarns is apparently, it's a track that in the village is as good as it gets from a link standpoint. So Kingsbarns would probably be my favorite name in the field this year.
Very good. Interesting. I was not aware that was what he was named after. I couldn't figure it out.
And you know what? I'm assuming that's what he's named after.
That makes sense.
Guess what? We'll find out next week that it ends up being something totally off the wall.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that's what it is.
Hey, it's a good story anyway. I want to believe it. I believe it for now anyway. But all right, moving on. Question number 2. Looking at the field, give me a horse that you think might be the best value on the board. I know it's the official lines aren't out yet, but at a peak, what do you have?
I don't know if he can win the race. I expect Two Phils to run a good race. I'm going to use him all over, up and down in superfectas. I'll probably have little pieces of him as backups for any multi-race bets because I just think he's just a good horse. I know that run on the synthetic seems like a bit of an outlier, but all of his runs down in New Orleans over the winter and early spring were really strong against good company. He's probably going to be every bit of 20-1. So I would say Two Phils might be the biggest overlay of the field.
Spoiler alert, we have a top 5 best value plays coming out, and we have him right on top 2. So good. We're in alignment with that one. Moving along. Now, who's the most overhyped horse in the field that you think might disappoint some folks after being bet down?
Oof. I'm going to say he's probably the most overhyped and possibly the most underhyped would be Dermis Odagake, because I could see a scenario where he wins by 3. And I could see a scenario where he is off the board, finishes 14th, never threatens. I'm leaning more toward him running a big race just because of what we've seen from Japan over the past few years internationally. But I guess I'll say he right now is probably, I guess he's both the most overhyped and underhyped in a way.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what to make of him. I really don't. Same as you. You know, wouldn't be surprised either way. I'm thinking personally of fading him just because I'm just not familiar with who he's been against. And, you know, we've seen a couple instances of some of his competitors coming back pretty strong, Mandarin Hero and such, but, you know, coming from Japan. So, yeah, like you said,
Yep.
the Japanese horses have looked wildly strong the last year or two. So we'll see. All right,
He's
next
the kind
question.
of horse that if all of a sudden, I don't mean to interject, he's the horse that if he's 20-1, he's a phenomenal sort of play, something to play around with. If he's 10-1, you want no part of him.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be even less than that. I think I got a feeling he's going to be like the 3rd choice, maybe even. So,
yeah,
we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's pretty balanced this year, so there's going to be a lot of prices on good horses. So, all right, next one is your high pressure situation. Your Derby winner, Matt. You got to give us your pick to win right now. And I know the post positions haven't been drawn and such, but go ahead.
No, but I'm getting pretty stuck into it at this point. I don't. It's going to take something crazy for me not to go with Angel of Empire at this point. I love the way that he finishes his races. I don't think he's a one-run closer. I think the Arkansas Derby kind of illustrated that. And to me, he is a Louisiana horse, the best of those. And I think the Louisiana path has been the best from start to finish for this 3-year-old prep season. So it'll take something kind of crazy over the next, call it 10 days or so, for me to not go with Angel of Empire on top.
I agree. Again, we're in lockstep on most of these. I think Angel of Empire is going to be tough to beat. He's outside of maybe Forte, the most well-rounded horse that, you know, kind of hasn't done anything wrong. And he was so impressive in that last effort that it really turned my head. I wasn't sure how strongly I felt on him until that last effort. And then he just blew me away with that one. So good stuff. And now the last answer, kind of tongue-in-cheek question here. The last place horse in the field, somebody, it could be whoever you think. And we know a third of the field ends up just kind of pulling up and jogging it out anyway. But Just kind of
I
a fun.
tell you what, I just because I don't want to offend anyone from a business standpoint, I won't say this horse will finish last. I will tell you, I won't use this horse anywhere, and it's purely because I don't think he wants to go this far, and that's verifying. I know a lot of people like him coming out of that bluegrass. He and Tapatrice threw it down. Verifying, I feel like if he didn't beat Tapatrice there, he'll never beat Tapatrice, and I just have a sneaky feeling that all these justifies are going to have a really hard time as the distances get longer. So I'm not saying he's going to finish last, but I'm not using him anywhere in the top 4.
Yeah, he's pretty divisive. Verifying, I like him a lot, but I've heard more than one person say pretty much the same statement as you, and I have a hard time disagreeing. He's one of those horses where he's going to be, again, 10 to 15 to 1, maybe even 20 to 1, and that's good value if you like him. If you don't, I get fading him too, because I mean, like you said, if he couldn't beat Tapatrice there with a perfect trip, he's probably not going to get that good of a trip in the Derby. So, Matt, anything else you want to plug? Anything or talk about anything else before we let you go?
No, just tune into FanDuel TV, leading right up through the week at Churchill Downs, and then Friday and Saturday over on NBC. I guess we'll be on Peacock and USA and NBC, some version of the 3. You can find us Friday and Saturday for the Oaks and the Derby.
Perfect, man. You're doing a great job. So nice work. Enjoy watching you on TV. Thanks for jumping in here, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Anytime.
Yep. We'll talk to you soon. See you.
Okay.